Ibrahim Greenidge is the co-principal and partner of Brooklyn-based Bolt Architecture, a boutique firm that works across residential, educational, religious, and commercial projects. The firm thrives on client collaboration in driving an innovative design process and creating livable, sustainable spaces in response to changing socioeconomic, cultural, and technological conditions. Alongside professional practice, Bolt partners also run a series of workshops from youth mentorship and career day talks to property management and renovation for homeowners.
Great 1, 2G, okay. Struggles of success, struggles of success. You gotta work hard if you wanna be the best. Struggles of success, struggles of success. You doing something right if you different from the rest. Struggles of success, struggles of success. Your will and grit will get put to the test. Struggles of success, struggles of success. You were put here for greatness and nothing less. Struggle necessary for success. If you learn from your struggle, your life no mess. Have faith in yourself, you are the best. A struggle is really just a life test.
What's good, y'all? Welcome to Struggles of Success. This is your host, Great 1, 2G, and today we have a very, very, very special guest. Now, a lot of people in life like to take the easy way. You know what I'm saying? They want the job that everybody else has. But there's a select few that's like, I want to be unique. I want to challenge. I want to take the road less traveled. And today we have a very, very special guest today. He was featured as one of the 20 most important architects or designers you need to know about. He's a winner of the Jermaine Stewart Award. He's one of the best architects in New York City. Let's give it up for Ibrahim Greenidge, R.A. Let's give it for Ibrahim.
Thank you. It's my pleasure, absolutely.
So let's clear up everything for the people first. So Ibrahim Greenidge, RA, you're a resident assistant in real life, man? What's that?
Assistant, no assistant here. I'm a registered architect.
Registered architect for y'all that didn't know.
Yes, registered architect.
Okay. So talk to us about your childhood. I feel like your childhood is very important because that shapes what kind of person you become as an adult. So talk to us a little bit about your childhood, how you grew up.
So I'm from Brooklyn. One of the reasons why I say that is because that's forced me into some very interesting positions that catapulted me into architecture. First one being the Crown High riots, being a young child with a classmate who was killed as a result of the riots. That exposure, seeing people fighting over space, territory, was one of the catapulting things that reminded me or gave me an instance of wanting to create spaces for people that they can kind of have freedom or get reprieve. So, once I made that move to Long Island and I discovered, this profession that was available to me, I started taking, what would you call it, BOCES classes.
Okay.
BOCES classes introduced me to the actual profession. It wasn't until I was a senior or a post-grad that I discovered actually black architects. We are one of the less than 2% of the profession.
I actually researched it. They said that there's approximately 2,090 architects that are African American.
That's correct.
In the whole
country. Yes, and I'm 1,976.
Wow.
Yes.
So that's 2%. So you're
just about under 2%.
You're a select few.
Yes.
Select few.
A select few. How does it feel? It's rewarding. It's humbling. It's a lot of work. I enjoy every day of my work. But at the same time, I take no breaks at making sure that there's mentorship available, that I'm a life raft for young students, students who are in college, high school, middle school. I often apologize to people who have never met an architect, need an architect and couldn't find one, or were looking for assistance from some form in some form or shape, whether it's mentorship, actual real need or assistance before they lost their home, because there's not enough advocacy for architects.
Okay.
We have a world full of buildings,
right.
but no one can necessarily identify who an architect is.
All right, so for those younger people that are watching, or even those people that want a career change, tell them exactly what's an architect do? Like, people just think they draw building plans, but does your job entail more than that, less than that? Like, what exactly does an architect do?
Well, what does an architect do? There are a lot of hats for an architect. Yes, architects design buildings. We also design spaces. We can create master plans for a multiple number of buildings. Here at Bolt, where I'm the creative director and partner, we try to create spaces that manifest new and innovative ideas. And that could be a living room, it could be an office, it could be a cultural center. We try to instill in some of our designs this, this rhythmic space of 5 senses being stimulated. Whether it's a scent that's sort of being, that you smell, it's the texture that you want to feel, it's the light on your skin, it's...
you want to just stimulate every part of the body. Have people walk into one of your people buildings and just feeling good, feeling special.
Right.
Gotcha.
Importance. Right.
Gotcha. Now you mentioned Bolt. That's your business, and we're going to jump into that. But before we get into that, let's talk about the process of becoming an architect. I know there's probably a lot of certifications or tests you have to take.
Absolutely.
And that must be, very difficult to study for and pass. And tell us about that. What was that process like for you?
Yes, it's difficult. It required going to school for multiple years. After that, it required several years of apprenticeship, like a doctor.
Okay.
And then after that, it's 7 exams.
7 exams.
7 state administrative
After school is done.
After school is done.
You have to take 7 exams.
After you've completed the apprenticeship.
Okay.
Which is anywhere between 3 to 5 years.
So you went to school, got a degree.
Right.
Did an apprenticeship for 3 to 5 years.
Correct.
After that, you got to take 7 exams?
7 state exams. Now, I believe they're up to 6. But,
So what was it like studying for that? But were you a good student? Was it a challenge? Because I know a lot of people hear the word test and they're like, ooh, I don't want to do that, man.
Keep it 100? All right, so, I tell people often, when they're in school, when I look at resumes, no one really cares about what your GPA is.
Okay. That's major. Can you say that again for the people?
No one cares what your GPA is.
So all y'all that got those 2.0s but still get the degree, there's hope for y'all, right?
Me. That's me.
Okay.
It was when I was in college, I had to work 3 to 4 jobs because I had to buy equipment, I had to buy tools, I had to pay for college. So did my grades suffer? Yes. But I learned and I became a master at time and time management. But I say this all to say, was I a great student? No, I was a decent student, but I was going to outwork you. So I worked diligently at my craft. I had a job at a firm when I was in my 2nd year of college.
Nice.
I kept that job all the way through, and since then I've worked in the profession since.
Nice.
I say this all to say, with that sort of perseverance and that resilience to, not necessarily bending or folding to stress and pressure. There's 7 exams. I ended up testing about 14 times.
Okay. Okay. You heard that, guys? He didn't pass on the first try, but you got to just keep on going.
It's a non-stop effort. I created a study schedule, where I was studying 6 to 7 hours a day on top of working.
Wow.
So
That's
that
intense.
varied, and it was intense. It was an intense 2.5 year period of time in my life. But there's a famous Muhammad Ali quote where he says, "I didn't enjoy training, but I knew that if I continued to train, I'd live the rest of my life as a champion."
Can you say that one more time? Because that's inspiration right there, man. That's what the people need to hear, man.
GOAT, greatest of all time.
Quote the GOAT for us one time, man.
I did not enjoy training, but I knew that if I trained the hardest, I will not have to live the rest of my life as a champion. I can live the rest of my life as a champion.
You hear that? And
that's probably abbreviated, not 100%, but that's close to the quote that I can remember.
And y'all were put here to be champions, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
But just make sure we all are champions. But you got to train, you got to put in that work.
Yeah.
Okay. So fast forward a little bit, you have your own business, right?
Well, it didn't start there.
Okay.
We gotta, if you're gonna fast forward, we gotta be clear on the requirements.
Let's be clear on the requirements.
So what it is you talk about college,
right?
We all have sort of trades or things that we're really good at.
Okay.
Whether it's a chef, for instance.
Right.
A chef can make incredible cuisines, can put together these amazing dishes, but has no idea how to run a business. Where do you learn those skills? I didn't learn that in college. That wasn't a prerequisite to graduate. So it came with, I got a license, I sort of had an idea how to run a business.
So you got the license, but after you passed those 7 tests? right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, and then you went to form a business after that.
Correct.
Okay,
Well,
but
the business was formed before that. I was always kind of running a small business, doing consulting work for people.
Okay.
Helping engineers who needed some work.
Okay.
So the business was formed 5 to 6 years ago.
Okay.
And then I got my license about 3 years ago, and I was able to fully practice and do my own thing.
Okay. Okay.
With that came, the knowledge and understanding of how to run a business.
Okay.
As we're here now, my accountant's in here now working on trying to get our books together so that we can get our financial statement.
Okay.
Because this is all part of the requirements and the process. It sounds like.
So you mostly learn how to run a business. Is it on-the-job training, or do you take formal classes?
On-the-job training.
On-the-job training.
I would suggest those who have interest in maybe they see them definitely running a business. I would encourage them to take a business class.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
That would be some advice to them. Take some business class. Take it slow. If you're starting this up on your own, you're gonna be like me, using your own startup money.
Of course.
I didn't have mommy and daddy to give me money. So it was money that I worked and saved and invested, and we were able to renovate this space. It was slow. It was methodical. It's still a process. We're still trying to create things and add spaces and create room for new people that we want to invite onto our team. So. Take it slow. It's not a rush. The first 5 years are the most important parts of a business.
That's the foundation right there. You got to build that foundation.
You're building your culture. You're building, your brand. You're building, the type of clientele. You're building. Hopefully, you're actually in my industry building some buildings.
Right.
Pun intended.
Right.
But those are the most important phases. So take it slow. Be methodical about how you want to track your success. And for me, what I started to do in the last 2 years is keep, 3 sort of goals for the year.
Okay.
I have 3 now. One of them is to sort of become a liaison or close to someone who's in the hotel industry, a hotelier, or restaurateur, or someone who's in franchises.
Okay.
I'd like to develop a friendship with this person beyond just a work relationship.
Okay.
I think that it can flourish in a multitude of ways that's good for the world. I definitely would like to do that. Get a regular paycheck definitely is going to be important.
Oh, that's definitely important.
Because as a small business, it's a practice of maintaining overhead and making sure that the other guys, everybody gets paid, and as well as bringing something home for your family.
Oh, you got to do that.
You try to put yourself first, but sometimes it's a what would you say? A selfless space.
Oh, it is.
You gotta take care of your team.
You do. You do.
Part of it. Your team
and a lot of people fail to realize that in business. They go into business for the money, but if they don't have that relationship with the people in business with them, they're not gonna be loyal.
Right.
They may leave, or they may not put in that hard work that they need for the business to take off to the next level.
Absolutely.
So you're a co-founder of Bolt Architecture, right? How did you find your partner? I feel like that's very, very important. And every business needs a great partner. How did you find your right-hand man?
My partner, we met in college. We were roommates.
Okay.
We were good friends. We shared an interest over a long period of time of opening a business, opening a practice.
Okay.
We didn't know we didn't set a timeline. We didn't have an idea when that would start. But it came naturally. It came at a time which is historically one of the worst economic periods in history. But we were at a space where it was either this or nothing. Because
you created your own opportunity for
yes,
yourself.
we had to.
Okay. Why did you have to?
Why did we have
You said you had a job with the companies, doing your apprenticeship. You were in the industry for X amount of years, so you had the experience.
Well, for me, I was at a firm for 5 years.
Okay.
They cut my salary. And to be quite frank, if you've heard the quote of I was designing schools, I was enjoying my work, contrary to the fact of I was, wasn't getting paid fully for my work ethic. I was managing 20 to 25 projects. I was sort of, again, managing a small business on the side. But there was still a part of me that was unfulfilled. And when the economic shift happened, or the downward spiral happened, the money was shifted entirely or mostly from the school sector to the prison sector. And I was literally catapulted to start working on prisons.
Wow.
I wasn't able to, feel fulfilled on my work. I felt that my talents and my mission could be used to a better
Impact society.
Impact society in a better way.
Right.
So I literally went to Africa and quit.
Wow.
And just decided that I'm going to practice on my business, get my license, and deal with it all later on.
So I have an important question for you now. So when you quit, did you have another side job or some income, or you say, you know what, I'm just gonna quit, I have a little bit of savings, and I'm gonna go full force on this business? Like, what do you do? Because a lot of people want to quit, but they're scared because they don't have that steady income coming in. You know, which route did you take?
Was I scared? Yeah, I was scared. Of course, I was scared.
Right.
I was like, how am I gonna pay rent? How am I gonna pay my bills?
Uh-huh.
How am I gonna maintain the lifestyle that I had?
Mm-hmm.
But it comes with support. You create alliances with people that hold you accountable, and with that comes a sort of, I can't call it carefree, but there's a willing to leap. So I took a jump.
Right.
And I didn't look back.
Best jump you ever took in your life?
Best jump I ever took. I continue to take jumps now.
Okay, nice.
So
nice.
it doesn't stop. Now it's what's next? What's the next big jump we're gonna take? What does that look like?
Gotcha.
It looks like for me maybe another business venture. I don't know what it's gonna look like part time. Not necessarily part time, but something that I can invest in.
Okay.
But I took a jump. I was scared. I ended up taking another job a couple months later after doing 3 months of doing a full-time, running a business full-time. And that lasted 2 weeks before I quit again. And
Once you get that taste of running your own business and being in your own time, it's like, I can't go back to work for the man. I gotta do my own thing.
But it's funny. So yeah, you can't work for the man, but not everybody's built like that.
True, because they don't know the work that it takes. Like you said, you work tirelessly.
Yeah.
And you gotta put other people before yourself. Everybody's not built for that.
I don't have hours. You wake up, I'm working. I'm on my laptop trying to figure out proposals, scheduling my day. Usually I'm up at 5 in the morning, working out, meditating, and I sort of start my day that way. Get to the office early, and then the afternoon I reserve for hanging out with my daughter. That sort of gives me the balance that I think that I can have, and I do that several times a week.
Now speaking of that balance, you're married, you have a young daughter at home, you run your own business.
Yeah.
Talk to us about how do you...
And a nonprofit.
And a nonprofit.
Correct.
How do you keep the balance and make sure that in all those arenas you're being great?
Google Calendar.
Ah.
I can't preface the importance of having a calendar and good old Siri to keep me reminding me. But Siri, just telling Siri remind me tomorrow at 11 o'clock to bring something to work. Allows me to be that level, have that level of integrity, be accountable for certain things, and just allows me to not have to kind of be in the drags of things where I'm like, man, these little things are sort of holding you back. I have a thing about having so many distractions that you can't focus on the big mission because you have 5,000 things that are in the back of your head.
Okay.
So I've developed systems for me that give me balance. Like for instance, I don't pick up my phone all the time because my phone doesn't stop ringing. I get it; it's a business thing. But if I picked up my phone every time someone calls me, I won't be able to get any work done.
Absolutely.
So I strategize. I pick times of the day, every 2 days, that I can return phone calls, and I do all of them at the same time. So I can do all my phone calls in 1 hour,
Block it out,
rather than doing an hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, waiting, 20, another hour, and then before you realize it's 7 hours and you got nothing done other than you call people all day.
So I want to touch on this point. You said Google Calendar, but I think the thing is people don't schedule the right things necessarily. Do you just schedule work stuff? Do you schedule meditation? Do you schedule play, family time? Like what do you schedule to keep that balance? Because that's important. You have to say, hey, I'm gonna talk to my daughter for an hour right now. I'm gonna kiss her. I'm gonna take her on a date. Like, do you schedule everything or just work stuff?
There's a lot of things I do schedule. For instance, my daughter does have her own calendar.
Okay.
So that my wife and I can figure out who's picking her up, who's dropping her off. Okay. Does she have a birthday party this weekend? Does she have an event? Is she going to the library? Is she going to brunch with daddy and his friends and their daughters? Okay. So it's a multitude of things. Everybody has their own scale of what works for them. Okay. You got to figure that out, what works for you and your partner. But for me, what works for me specifically has been, I do put workout on my calendar. Okay. I put, I don't necessarily schedule work. I kind of have,
you already know what you're gonna
flexible, kind of have an idea what my business hours are.
Okay.
But typically I'm in the office from 7, 8 a.m. till 4, 5, 6 o'clock every day.
Okay.
And then I schedule my meetings all in one day in a week, so that I know I have 5 meetings in one day. I have Tuesday and Wednesday to work all the entire day, and then I have Friday at the building department.
Okay.
And I do my workout minimum 4 days a week. I meditate 3 to 4 days a week. I schedule those. I put those on the calendar. Now Google has a AI technology which you tell it and it'll schedule it for you on your calendar.
I gotta step my Google Calendar game up because I need to get like this guy, man. he got it figured out.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
You gotta manage your time. You get one opportunity. This is brief.
Absolutely.
And then you slowly would build on it, and then you create layers. I have 7 calendars that I manage. One is for the other nonprofit, which is the New York Coalition of Black Architects.
Talk about that for a little bit.
So last year I was elected president of NYCOBA, the New York Coalition of Black Architects, which is the New York chapter of NOMA, the national organization for minority architects. What our goal is to do during my presidency is to increase the number of registered black architects by, say, anywhere between 3 to 5%.
Okay, that's
my goal to increase. We're at 2%, trying to increase that number.
That's quite the goal.
Listen, that's a goal. So what I believe that comes with is exposure.
Okay.
So what we've done is we're doubling the number of career days that we do per year.
Okay, so how many do you do now?
Last year I was up to 12 to maybe 15 career days in the spring.
Okay.
So we do career days. We have a program that is nationally run through the national organization called Project Pipeline, which we've now implemented in almost 3 schools. We've done 3 at one school on numerous occasions, and then next year in early winter we're scheduled to do 2 in 2 different schools. The focus with these programs is to introduce middle school students to the ideas and the beginnings of architecture, and that comes with they get 1-on-1 or 2-to-1 in terms of a professional with a group of 10 to 15 students. They go on a walking tour of their neighborhood, and with these architects or professionals or designers, they pick out buildings that are either dilapidated, abandoned, or just generally need to be upgraded. And the students with these professionals come up with ideas on how to improve their neighborhood.
So we get the students involved from early, man.
Yes.
Wow.
That's the only way.
I really like that. A lot of times people teach things, they don't experience it. You know what I'm saying? They go to school for all these years, read about these books, and they don't do it.
Right.
But as soon as you're getting them involved from early,
we realize that is one of the missing links. It's exposure, and the only way that they notice. And for me, it's always been, I want to make it cool. So I go to these schools and I want to make it available to them. The profession has gotten this blight to it, which is sort of an elite profession where you either have to be rich to afford an architect, or it's like a hobby. But it's a well-paying, rewarding, fulfilling, creative job. I get to create buildings and spaces that I enjoy, I like. There are parts of the job that I don't like, but it comes with it. Like there's parts of most jobs that some jobs that people don't like. But
if you want to be that champion,
you just take it for what it is and you schedule it. Like I don't like bookkeeping, but I got to do it with my accountant. Doing financials is part of the whole thing.
Absolutely.
So you got to do it.
So what are some of your favorite projects that you worked on?
It was funny. I was telling Kenchi this morning about it. One of my favorite projects is this restaurant in Brooklyn called Arrogant Swine. That used to be a warehouse, and we took it on in terms of providing them with a design, a program where it was converting it from this warehouse to this South Carolina, North Carolina style bar smokehouse.
Okay,
it's in Bushwick. So check it out, Morgan Avenue.
Okay.
Tyson Ho is an incredible guy, an incredible cook, chef, entrepreneur, great guy. I enjoyed working with him on the project. He learned a lot, I'm sure, and he gave me the length and the wherewithal to just create whatever you believe. And one of the most
So you had a mixed vision, and you made it a reality.
Yeah, I did. It was the other important part which I enjoyed was being able to sort of take in what his technique is, which was for cooking.
Okay.
Which was smoking these.
Oh, so you know how to cook? Wow.
I don't know. I didn't learn how to cook.
If
his technique was so specific, where he was using this style of smoking. He used to smoke hogs, huge hogs, 100 pounds, 75 pounds.
Wow.
Big hogs. And what we ended up doing is this shigui ban, which is this Japanese technique for charring wood. That became the backdrop for the bar, for the seating, and it sort of emulates with this smoking mentor, like this smoked or long cooked or burned or charred feel.
Okay.
And it was sort of translated into the restaurant.
Wow.
So that was successfully done. It's one of my best restaurants, one of my favorite clients.
Nice.
We go there often. That was one. What else? Right now we have one that's getting ready to go into construction. It's called, we call it the Passive House in here.
Okay.
It's a home in Brooklyn and Weeksville where we're converting it from a 2-story home to a 4-story home.
Okay.
It's gonna have one rental unit and a duplex for the homeowner. And it's gonna have a lot of the passive home technology implemented into it, which is technology which allows for a building to sort of be passive from the energy grid. It doesn't take much energy.
Oh, okay.
It uses much energy from the energy grid.
Okay. So
It won't have all of the requirements to make it an actual passive home, but it has.
what is a passive home? I actually am not familiar with the term.
So it would be a home that would usually the walls are 2 to 3 times thicker than your average walls because there's like a blanket around the building. That's the first thing.
Okay.
So what that blanket allows for is the exterior and the interior are completely airtight separated.
Okay.
So it can be 30 degrees outside and it's going to be 70 degrees on the inside.
Okay.
Because they're airtight separated.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
There's other things that make it different in terms of like the ventilation is provided through a ventilator system which ventilates all of it and has one exit and one intake, which means only one penetration through the roof and through this blanket.
Mm-hmm.
The windows are triple pane, which adds anywhere between 10 to 25% to your average cost for a window. There's different. That's just a few of the techniques.
Right,
so
right.
that's what makes it passive. Then some people add solar panels to it.
Right.
You can use therm walls, which are walls that absorb energy, and then you can use that to the building. There's different technologies you can do to take it to the next level.
Okay.
But we implemented this technology. It was a great project. It's getting ready to start construction in another month.
Nice.
That was a fun experience. My partner's working on a brand new church in Far Rockaway. We're modeling.
So I'm seeing no discrimination. I'm seeing residential here. I'm seeing commercial,
Correct.
schools,
Correct.
churches.
Correct.
Is there anything that bold architecture does not do?
Not at the moment.
You want it all. You want all the.
We are trying to not necessarily want it all, but we're small, we're young, we're hungry.
Okay.
People understand that.
Okay.
And we're learning, and we're enjoying the learning process. And with that, it's been fun experimenting on some of these projects and seeing what we can kind of push the envelope on.
Okay.
Push our brand and push these techniques, push these things we sort of learned about, read about, etc.
So tell me about winning that Jermaine Stewart Award. How did that feel? Jamani
was a mentor. He pushed me to get my license.
Nice.
He passed away a few years ago, and the organization NICOBA came up with a scholarship fund. We give it out every year to an architect who has been exemplary in the profession, has gotten their license, and has completed that task. So I won that award. It was humbling. I was honored, obviously, because it was an old friend of mine.
Right.
And I hang it up in my office because it means so much to me. I have a picture of him in my office. I'll never forget Jamani. He had that much of an important factor on my life and who I've become and the type of architect that I am and the type of man that I am and the type of community that I want to build. He was an example of that.
So you said Jamani was one of your main mentors. Talk to people about how important it is to have a mentor, because I feel like a lot of people these days say they want certain things, but they don't know exactly what it takes. How important is it to have that mentor in your life?
You cannot, in life in general, I'm a firm believer is you can't be afraid to learn. And I mean that in a different way. And it could be, you think of Michael Jordan, the best basketball player arguably in history, right? Even he had a coach.
Right.
I don't have to say anything more. I mean, even he had a coach.
Right.
Because someone had to tell this guy what to do.
Right.
That's how it works.
Okay.
So that's how important it is. You need to have these people around you. You need to have a team. Michael Jordan didn't do it alone.
Right.
He had Scotty.
Yeah.
He had BJ.
Yeah.
He had Paxson. He had Kerr.
He did. That team is so
He had Horace Grant.
That team is
He had a team around him.
Yes.
Same thing with Steph Curry and the Warriors. What did they do? They were like, yo, Steph Curry could do it, but we need to get another dude. They got, who they get?
KD.
KD went over there and was like, yo, this team is going to be crazy.
Let's get a ring. Let's get this ring now.
They got a ring now.
Yeah.
It's important. Team is important.
Okay.
So you got to have a team. And part of your team is having a good mentoring circle of people who you can go to and say, hey, I have a question, or how did you get through this, or what was your experience, or for me, it was recently a prestigious event happened. First Street in New York City was renamed after an architect.
Okay.
J. Max Bond Jr. He's responsible for designing buildings like the Schomburg Center, Harlem Children's Zone.
Wow.
Martin Luther King Jr. Center in Atlanta, his church, Civil Rights Museum in I think Birmingham, Alabama. The main architect on the African American Smithsonian Museum in D.C.
Wow. This guy's got
9/11 Museum in New York City. Yes, he's got a history. He's got a track history. But one of the things I learned, and one of the things that I learned to sort of do is take heed from the OGs. I reached out to them. Yeah, I reached out to them and I was like, "What?" I didn't know him well. You know, I just knew him as like the Godfather. The guy whispers something, he tells you do it. I didn't know him. Right. Max told you to go. All right, let's do it.
Right.
Max.
Yeah.
So he passed away a few years ago, and we were able to rename the street after him.
Okay.
And I spoke there, and I told him that he was a superhero and what it meant for him for what he's done, because he was a mentor for so many people. My office has always had an open door. Anybody who wants to be an architect, I'm like, come through, come through, let's talk. I'll always make time because I didn't have that.
Right.
I didn't find anybody until it was too late. I don't want it to be that way for anybody who has an interest in this, and just because they couldn't find somebody to talk to, they quit. So I'm open door. I'm like, send them all. There was a point where I had a revolving door full of people coming in here, sitting everywhere. It was wild, but.
Say you got the interns coming in nonstop because you want to help people out. You know what I'm saying? You want them to have it easier than you had it.
Well, it's more than help people out. It's legacy. You know, it's important. Max Bond left a legacy behind. You know, Sharon Sutton was another female architect. She's leaving a legacy behind. Richard Franklin was another architect. He's leaving a legacy behind. Andrew Thompson, Jumazi Stewart, David Ajayi, Philip Freelon, Stephen Lewis. These are all black architects who are doing incredible work in their respective phases of their careers, and they're leaving legacies behind because I know who they are.
Right.
And when I Google them, I'm like, yo, they did that.
Damn. They went crazy.
At that time?
Right.
For real? All right. No sleep. There's no chance. I mean, how am I gonna measure up? So really, it's just like, as much as they're my my motivation. You know, it's just they push me because they want to make me better.
Right.
I want to leave a legacy behind where I did create a dent in that number. Where people remember me for being.
You increased that 2% to 5%.
4%, doubling it.
Right.
Good. Let's do it.
It's doable. You can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it. And you're taking the right steps already.
I mean, yes, it's sometimes it's tireless, but I gotta do it. Who else is gonna do it?
That's it.
Who else is gonna do it?
We're here to make a difference, man.
That's it. You got a brief time to make that difference. So making it count. You get that dash between. You're born in '82. What you doing between that dash is gonna be the most important.
That's absolutely. That's
what it is, right?
That's what they say. So let me ask another question for you. How did it feel to be featured as one of the 20 most distinguished architects and designers we should know about? How did that feel?
Listen, man, I had gotten my license a few years ago. We had done some projects that we thought were pretty cool. The previous president of the organization, Pascal, who is the curator of the event and is basically now a historian. I mean, she's got some, I don't know what's tenacity, but she wants to change the profession. She motivates me. She's another one that motivates me.
Okay. She part of your team too?
I would say she's part of my team, yes. I can call on her and ask her if I got some questions she'll pick up. But she, as the past president, has been in my corner helping me, has been available for me whenever I asked for, has come to events, has come to help out, has brought balloons to our parade. But most importantly, she had reached out to me and she was like, we're doing this event, if you're interested, submit your work. At a point where I'm like, look, I'm gonna try everything. Right. I got nothing to lose.
I got to throw the bait out there, man. The bait gotta be thrown out there.
I submitted it, and my stuff I was featured. I didn't even know I was featured until someone called me and told me.
Wow.
And then I was like, wait, where?
Right.
And then I didn't realize how big it was till after, when I saw something shared 525 times.
Wow.
That many people had visited. Nice. It was on the website. 30 people had tagged me in something. And I was like, I had no idea I was even being featured.
But you took your shot, man.
What?
You gotta shoot your shot.
You gotta shoot your shot. The best shots are the ones that you take. If you ain't take it,
Exactly.
Ain't no shot, bro. So I'm shooting.
Gotcha.
All day.
Gotcha.
I'm still shooting. So, I mean, I take that into my business practices now. I'm shooting for the moon, man. I'm like, there's no shot on the court. You telling me I can't take it?
I'm taking a shot from
all day.
All
half court, 3/4, 5, whatever. I'm pulling up.
Right.
So that's been the practice, man. That's why we've been able to get the sort of products that we like. The products that we want, the types of clients that we want to work with. That has been part of the whole thing. We shoot our shots. We have no hesitation to reach out to the mentors who mentored us, and we say, look, what do you think about this? Do you have any feedback about it? Any reservations about this? What do you think? And they give us some feedback. But for the most part, yeah, we shooting, man. We're out here, we hungry, we're trying out everything, experimenting. Excuse me. I'm playing with Lego models because I enjoy creating things, and I'm just taking the profession back to what I believed it was, which was sort of like a college feel, which is a very studio feel. You sketch, you create, you give yourself realistic deadlines, you get paid for the work, and you keep doing it. That's been the model.
Gotcha. So one of my favorite words is paragon. If you're not familiar with that word, a paragon is a model of excellence. What are you a paragon of?
I believe I've been a paragon of mentorship.
Okay.
As we stated before, the profession's in a space of a very severe lack of diversity. And as part of my campaign, as an architect, as the president of this organization, or just a man in general, I just want to diverse my profession as much as possible. And I've been doing that through creating mentorships in as many environments as possible. Whether it's the brother-to-brother summit that we do in the spring, or it's the mentorship programs we have in the school during the school year, or it's me to go on career days, 18 to 20 times a year. I've just wanted to be, when anyone thinks architect, think me.
Gotcha.
That's been my primary purpose, is to just architect, call Ibrahim.
Okay.
That's it.
So when they look at the word architect dictionary, picture Eve, right?
Yeah,
Smile.
that's it. Smiling.
Gotcha.
On all of those, yes, create spaces.
And Oxford Dictionary,
Webster, everything.
Gotcha.
Online.
Gotcha.
All of them. Yes.
Okay. So this is my last question for you that I ask all my guests. What do you want in this world more than anything? May take a while to think about that.
No, it won't.
Okay.
What I want more in this world than anything, I think, is just like we stated before. When people think about J. Max Bond Jr., David Ajay, Philip Freelon, Sharon Sutton, Stephen Lewis, Richard Franklin, Andrew Thompson, Jumani, they think of Ibrahim. They think about the work he did in his community, the work that he created in his community, the spaces he's created, the type of mentor he was, the type of father he was, the type of cousin he was, the type of uncle, the type of business partner, the type of homie. I want that to be my legacy. That creating a legacy like those people. That's what I. That's
be one of the greats.
To be one of the greats.
In every area of life.
That's possible, man.
You know what?
It's possible.
That's great. It's doable and it's happening. You're doing it right now.
Thank you.
Right now.
I'm pushing one day at a time.
That's it. All right, Eve. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much, man.
Appreciate you.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Appreciate you. Thank you, man. Peace.
And now, a message from our sponsors.
Yes, it's your fate to be great. It's your boy Great 12G. And what's this logo, you ask? It's a logo of greatness. The logo that represents paragons. Now, what's a paragon? A person or thing viewed as a model of excellence. For example, William Shakespeare is a paragon of literature. Me, Great 12G, I'm not going to front. I'm not there yet. But when it's all said and done, I'm going to be a paragon of greatness. When they're thinking about great people in the year 3G, from the year 2G, they're going to think about your boy. Great. Alright? So go out there and cop some Paragon products at great12g.com. Because you are a paragon of something. And remember, it's your fate to be great.
Looking for an architect, look no more, cause both is the best, they'll be at your door. Commercial, residential, or even a school, call Eve or Romero, they're your dudes. They'll walk you through the process till it's done. They're the best in the business, number one. Located in Brooklyn but work worldwide, even give back to the youth right in Bed-Stuy. Call Bolt for a free consultation. Call Bolt, we'll build up the nation. Call Bolt, there for the community. Call Bolt for building exclusivity. Call Bolt for a free consultation. Call Bolt, we'll build up the nation. Call Bolt, there for the community. Call Bolt for building exclusivity. Call Bolt.